Would you spend $70,000 on a brand new set of wheels? Nope. Well, how about $70 million? That's right, one car actually sold for that insane amount, and it wasn't even solid gold. This one was, though. With record-breaking Ferraris, three-wheeler limousines, and everything in between, it's almost impossible to believe how much money people actually paid for these rides. Buckle up, because your jaw's about to drop as you check out the most expensive cars and motorcycles ever sold. Alright, so let's not hide behind any Toyota Prius. Let's drift straight into that illustrious $70 million car we were just raving about. This is a very special 1963 Ferrari GTO. And we're not lying to you, it was really sold for $70 million. To put that in perspective, if you made the average American annual income of $48,672, you'd have to save up every penny for a whopping 1,438 years in order to afford this mean machine. This stunning piece of art won the famous 1964 Tour de France race, and also came in fourth at Le Mans, which made avid Ferrari collector David McNeil, the founder of WeatherTech, all the more excited to buy it. The prized possession was one of only 36 that were ever made, and some of the others have sold for excessive price tags too. The second highest recorded car sale at an auction also went to a GTO, for a lazy $38.1 million back in 2014. Chump change, right? Now, a rare race-winning Ferrari is one thing, but is it covered in a layer of gold? No, it isn't. Our next four-wheeled friend is, though. This custom model of the Lamborghini Aventador LP 704 was carved out of an 1,100-pound or 500-kilogram block of solid gold. Yep, you heard that right. And when it was all done, it still boasted 55 pounds worth of the shiny stuff. So it makes plenty of sense why the starting price for this unique car was $7.5 million. At that price, you'd expect it to break records. And it does. It actually boasts the Guinness World Record for the most luxurious logo, as well as the most secure showcase, featuring bulletproof glass. If your car was made of gold, you'd want to protect it too. While this particular model is missing the trademark Lamborghini oomph under the hood, its big brother knows how to roar. There's no question about that. The regular non-gold $530,000 model has a powerful V12 engine, capable of churning out a whopping 700 horsepower and can rocket from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 2.9 seconds, all the way to a hair-raising top speed of 217 miles an hour. That's 349 kilometers an hour. We're halving the number of wheels down from 4 to 2, but that doesn't mean we're having the wow factor. Folks, cast your eyes toward this hunk of a motorcycle. This is the 1951 Vincent Black Lightning, a supreme race bike that broke the Australian speed record all the way back in 1953. At 141.5 miles an hour, it was the fastest thing on two wheels by a long stretch. And believe it or not, it broke that record while speeding along in just third gear. The beast was one of only 30 Black Lightnings ever made, and since it was completely original and unrestored, it was always going to rake in an enormous figure when it went to auction back in 2018 in which city? Las Vegas, of course. How much did it sell for? Just shy of $1 million buckaroonies, $929,000 to be exact. Worth the money or a bit of a ripoff? You decide. This added well over $100K to the previous most expensive bike sold, the ex-Steve McQueen 1915 Cyclone board track racer that reached just over $825,000. Thought we were done with all that gold, huh? Think again. Next up, we've got the most expensive golden-plated motorcycle, one that's sure to make you cringe when you hear the price tag. We'll rip it off like a Band-Aid. 535,000 pounds, the equivalent to around 880,000 US dollars. The shimmering bike was built by a unique Danish company called Lauge Jensen, who hand-built one model and one model alone, the so-called Great Dane. Here's the catch though, no two motorcycles are ever built the same. This one, nicknamed the Gold Bike, surely we don't have to explain that, right? Is not only plated with 24-karat gold, but also encrusted with an incredible 268 dazzling diamonds. With blood, sweat, and tears, it took them an entire 6 months to build, including slapping on a crocodile leather seat to match the exotic body. Talk about over-the-top luxury. As far as the specs go, it's no slouch in that department either. With an 1807cc twin-cylinder engine, the custom Lauge Jensen pumps out 90 horsepower at 3,200 RPM. We've done 2 wheels, we've done 4 wheels. So why not split the difference and check out one hella expensive 3-wheeler? When you hear the name Harley-Davidson, you think of loud engines, sometimes too loud, right? And long bikes with long handlebars. Well, this one is extra long. like limousine length. Why? Because that's exactly what it is. This 2010 Harley-Davidson custom-built trike limo is made with a white fiberglass body, featuring gull-wing side doors and a seriously impressive interior. Take a look for yourself. As you step inside your royal carriage, you'll find a minibar, television, an electric partition window, air conditioning, and comfortable seating. The original bike is an FLSTC Heritage Softail Classic, which has a listing price of around $18,000. But our souped-up luxury trike version is selling for much, much more. It can actually be yours if you want it at just $275,000. Who's keen? Give this video a quick like if you know someone who would buy this thing, or leave a comment if you've ever ridden a motorcycle yourself. Let's go back to the stallion manufacturing company that is Ferrari for a moment. While they've dominated the industry for the top 2 highest value cars ever sold, those in question were both 250 GTOs. We want to step away from that and check out its most expensive car that isn't a GTO. You know, for diversity's sake. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti, the car that bought in the 3rd most dollar bills of any vehicle on record. And painted in the infamous Ferrari red, of course. So how much are we talking here? Take a guess. 5 million? 15 million. Try 36.7 million. The bidding in 2016 started at 22.3 million, which is high enough as it is. But within literally a minute, it had jumped to 29 million. And after 10 minutes of back and forth, the hammer finally struck at 36.7. Part of the reason behind its massive value was the fact that it was driven by famous racing names such as Peter Collins, Maurice Trintignant, and Wolfgang von Trips. On top of that, it was the first model in history to have an average lap speed of over 124 miles or 200 kilometers per hour at Le Mans 24 hours. From Italy to Germany, our next extravagant car, offloaded at an astounding price, is the internationally known Porsche 911. Okay, well actually not quite. It's the Porsche Type 64, sort of like the great-great-grandmother of the 911 that looks a little something you might find out on the moon. Alas, this unique-looking vehicle was one of the pinnacles of luxury and extravagance back in 1939. As the earliest Porsche sports car to hit the streets, and with a direct lineage to today's 911, this car was a hot item when it went to auction in late 2019. The car, which remember was built in the 1930s, was expected to sell for between 20 and 25 million. That made it the most expensive Porsche ever sold at auction. Ka-ching! Okay, for something quick and fun, describe this car in one word in the comments. Go! Alright, it's back to Italy, where we're taking another gander at, nope, not Ferrari, yep, Lamborghini. Cars that are plated in solid gold aside, the Veneno Roadster is officially the most expensive Lambo ever made. A truly badass-looking unit, these guys were selling for a whopping $9.5 million. There were only 9 Veneno Roadsters ever made, so even if you boast pockets as deep as Lewis Hamilton's and could afford it, actually obtaining one would be like finding a needle in a very, very expensive haystack. On the outside, it had a design that was emblematic of a race car. On the inside, though, it was deliberately constructed so that it would be completely legal to cruise down the streets. Although, with a V12 6.5-liter engine under that hood that can slingshot you at up to 221 miles an hour, we're not sure that cruising would be your top priority. Let's wind the clock back all the way to 1927. Wait, did cars even exist back then? You betcha! And one of those was the Bugatti Type 41, also known then and now as the Royale, which was made by the French company between 27 and 33. Back then it was expensive, but when we take in the beast that is inflation into account, the Bugatti Type 41's value soars to a staggering $20.3 million, give or take. It was an incredible display of wealth, hence the name Royale, and one of the largest cars in the world, measuring 252 inches in overall length, 2.5 times the length of a smart car. And with a wheelbase of 169.3 inches, this thing was huge. As you'd expect, it needed plenty of firepower to get that 7,000-pound piece of metal rolling. Under the hood sat a 12.7-liter V8. While it isn't the most expensive car when adjusted for inflation, it's certainly one of the most lavish. Skipping forward to today, any guesses what the most expensive car in 2020 might be? A Ferrari? Bugatti? Aston Martin? Nope. A true symbol of excessive extravagance, the Rolls-Royce Sweptail. The side of the Sweptail has been purposely designed to wrap under the car, intended to resemble the hull of a yacht. Plus, inspired by the extravagant shapes of the 1930s, it's one of the very few two-seater cars built by Rolls-Royce. Make no mistake about it. This one-off luxury unit features more bells and whistles than you could ever imagine. It has genuine wool carpet, a retractable anti-theft hood ornament, double-layer windows with gold film for noise reduction, clocks made with genuine crystal lenses, a panoramic and uninterrupted glass roof. And because we know you are all wondering, yes, it even has a hat shelf. But above everything else, there's one feature that really fits the price tag, which, by the way, is a subtle $13 million. Are you ready for this? The center console houses a push button that deploys a chilled bottle of vintage champagne from the year of the owner's birth. Oh, come on. Which of these cars would you prefer to be driving down to the beach? Share your thoughts. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for checking out The Richest. We'll see you next time.